Namaste students. Today the revision lesson is reproduction in plants. You know the definition of reproduction? Reproduction means producing young ones of the same kind, or all living organisms produce individuals of their own kind for the survival of their species. So that is called as a reproduction, giving birth to their own young ones, that we call as a reproduction. In the reproduction, we can see the two types, asexual and sexual reproduction. In the asexual, only one parent is involved and there is no formation of gametes, and more than two individuals will form. Usually two or more than two individuals will form, or young ones will form. And in sexual reproduction, it involves the two parents and formation of gametes takes place. So usually one or two individuals will form. So this is about the sexual and asexual reproduction. In the asexual reproduction, we can see the different types. Usually asexual reproduction takes place in the lower organisms. And we can see the binary fission. Example, we can see in the amoeba as well as in the bacteria. A single organism body divides into two parts, that is a binary fission. Binary means two. We can see the multiple fission also. Sometimes it gives rise to a more than two individuals, multiple fission. Next is the budding. Example is in the yeast as well as in the hydra, we can see this is a budding. A small outgrowth takes place from the parental body. That outgrowth is called as a bud. That bud later gives rise to a new individual. Next is the fragmentation. In Spirogyra, we can see a long thread-like structure, that is a Spirogyra. It divides, it forms small pieces that we call as a fragment, and each fragment gives rise to a new individual, that is a fragmentation. And we can see the spore formation in some of the plants like mosses as well as in the fern plant. It produces small pores, so it is spread with the help of the water as well as the wind, and that spore, when it gets the suitable condition, it gives rise to a new individual, that the spore formation. So these are the different types of the asexual reproduction. And also we can see the vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. Means any part of the plant, it gives rise to a new individual, that we call as a vegetative reproduction. So in here we can see the reproduction by stem. Through the stem we can get the new individuals, and the reproduction by the roots as well as the reproduction by the leaf also. So example is bryophyllum. So it through the margins small buds like will appears that give rise to a new individual, that is reproduction by the leaf, as well as the reproduction by the stem as well as the root also takes place. So this about the vegetative reproduction, and its advantages also we have studied. Vegetative reproduction, in a short time we can get the new individuals, as well as the in small areas, so we can get the more plants. So these are the some of the advantages of the vegetative reproduction. As well the disadvantages, there is no new varieties. So these are the some of the disadvantages of vegetative reproduction. And also we have studied the artificial vegetative propagation. In the artificial way we will get the new individuals. The cutting, so as well as the layering, cutting, layering, grafting, so as well as the tissue culture, or it's called as a micropropagation. So through this we can get the new individuals. Cutting, we can cut the stem and we can plant it, we will get the new plant. Layering, we can bend the smooth stem part into the soil, later it gives rise to a new plant. And grafting, we can see the stalk and scion. Fixing the stalk and scion, we will get the new individuals, that we call as a grafting. Micropropagation or tissue culture, a small tissue or a small a part of the plant body we can culture in the chemical medium, and a small piece of the tissue or the cell, it gives rise to a new individuals, that we call as a micropropagation. So these are the different types of the artificial vegetative propagation, and we have studied this benefits as well the limitations also. And also in the plant, sexual reproduction also takes place. In the plant, the flower is the most attractive part. In the flower we can see the male part as well as the female part. In the flower we can see the four whorl, that is a calyx. Unit is called as sepal. Next to the corolla, it is unit is called as petals. Next to the androecium, unit is called as stamens. And gynoecium, unit is called petals or gynoecium, its unit is called carpels or pistil. So its parts also you have studied. And we can in the gynoecium we can see the ovary as well as the ovules. And in the flower we can see the two types, bisexual flower and unisexual flower. Bisexual means containing both male and female part in a single flower. Unisexual means it contains either male part or female part in the flower, that is a unisexual flower. And you have studied the pollination also. Transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower or the same flower is called as a pollination. In the pollination we can see the two types, self pollination as well as the cross pollination. Self pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower or the different flower of the same plant. Cross pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the different plant but the same species, that is called as a cross pollination. And you have studied the differences between the self and cross pollination. So in the cross pollination it requires the agents. The different types of agents will require, it may be the biotic as well as the abiotic agents. It may be the water, wind, or birds or animals. So these are the agents for the cross pollination. Some of the flower pollinated by the insects, that is insect pollinated flower. And some of the flower is pollinated by the wind, that's a wind pollinated flower. And some of the flower is pollinated by the water pollinated flower. So like that the different agents are required for the different types of the plants for the pollination. And each type of pollination, it requires the plant require their own specific characteristics, that also you have studied. So next after the pollination, next process is the fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes is called as a fertilization. So when the fertilization takes place, at the end we can get the zygote. So after the fertilization we will get the zygote, and that zygote later it gives rise to a new individual. And the matured ovary it gives rise to a fruit, and matured or fertilized ovule it gives rise to a seed. You can see the fruit as well as the seed. So next we can see the artificial pollination. So pollination takes place artificially, means with the help of the man. So man is doing the pollination process in here. So that is called as a artificial pollination. These all concepts you have studied in this chapter.